Boy, what a wild season that was. Well, with that now in the past, it's time to look ahead to the future towards the draft.
Pitt's Kenny Pickett going to Washington, and the Steelers at 17 trading up to take Malik Willis, Matt Corral, and Sam Howell at the very back end of round one.
Another NFL season is in the books. With another Super Bowl now behind us, it's time to dive into the 6th edition of the 2022 first round mock draft. Number 1, Jacksonville Jaguars, Evan Neal. Many regard Kayvon Thibodeaux and Aidan Hutchinson as the top prospects in this class, but the Jaguars don't need pass rushers as much as they need some better protection in front of Trevor Lawrence. Neal is the most polished offensive lineman in this draft. Getting T-Law some support up front will go a long way in helping him rebound following a dismal rookie year. Number 2, Detroit Lions, Aidan Hutchinson. Going defense here should be a no-brainer for Detroit. It makes perfect sense to draft the home kid and Heisman Trophy finalist. The Plymouth native and Michigan Wolverine star would fit perfectly in the scrappy in-your-face style that the Lions are developing under Dan Campbell. Number 3, Houston Texans, Kyle Hamilton. O-line is also an option here, but it makes way more sense to address the defense. New head coach Lovie Smith did some good things with the limited talent he had as Texans defensive coordinator in 2021. Adding Notre Dame safety Kyle Hamilton would give him a much-needed playmaker. He is a 5-star weapon with a perfect combination of size, speed, and range. Hamilton can cover tight ends and blitz when called upon. He also doesn't miss many tackles either. Number 4, New York Jets, EKWONU. There's growing speculation that the Jets may move on from the 2020 first-rounder Mekhi Becton. If that's the case, GM Joe Douglas cannot take his time finding a replacement. EKWONU's stock has risen over these last few weeks. The 2021 Jacobs Blocking Award winner would make an impact right away on Gang Green's O-line. Pairing him with Elijah Vera-Tucker would help Zach Wilson out a ton. Number 5, New York Giants, Kayvon Thibodeaux. If EKWONU is on the board, the Giants should absolutely take him. But that's not the case here, so they address another need by taking the defensive end. Azeez Ojulari pieced together a solid rookie year, but the G-men need some more speed and power off the edge. Thibodeaux isn't a finished product by any means, but he would instantly make the Giants' pass rush way better. Number 6, Carolina Panthers, Kenny Pickett. This isn't to say that Pickett is a top 10 prospect, but sometimes a team has no choice but to reach for a position of need. And for Matt Rule's club, that position of need is quarterback. Pickett is the mostly NFL-ready QB prospect in this class. Number 7, New York Giants from Chicago Bears, Charles Cross. What a win this would be if the Giants came away with a top defensive player and one of the 3 elite offensive lineman prospects with their first 2 picks. Andrew Thomas came into his own last season, but he could use some help. Pairing him with Charles Cross should help open up a lot more holes for Saquon Barkley. Number 8, Atlanta Falcons, Derek Stingley Jr. If Atlanta trades Calvin Ridley, they could go receiver here. But for now, they should focus on adding more defensive backs. LSU corner Derek Stingley Jr. would be a perfect complement to A.J. Terrell, who was the NFL's top corner last season. In today's pass-happy league, you can never have too many studs in your secondary. Number 9, Denver Broncos, George Karlaftis. The Broncos could go QB, but our early projection is that they sign or trade for a veteran signal caller, in which case, George Karlaftis is the pick. After trading Von Miller, the Broncos defense struggled to generate pressure. Their secondary is top-notch, but adding an explosive pass rusher like Karlaftis could take this D to another level. Number 10, New York Jets from Seattle Seahawks, AHMAD Gardner. The Jets addressed football's worst defense in 2021 by adding the big, ultra-athletic corner. Sauce Gardner is one of the best cornerback prospects in recent memory. He's not much of a ball hawker, but his elite coverage skills would sure be welcomed by Robert Saleh and company. Number 11, Washington Commanders, Matt Corral. Yeah, Washington may be reaching here, but like the Broncos, the rest of the roster is mostly set. They just need a competent quarterback to return to playoff contention. Corral would be a major gamble here, but it's worth the risk. Number 12, Minnesota Vikings, Devin Lloyd. It would be a major surprise if the Vikings didn't go defense here. The unit has been awful for 2 years now. They're especially lacking playmakers at the second and third levels. A corner may be tempting here, but Lloyd is the best defensive player on the board at this point. The Utah linebacker would give Minnie a nice chess piece to utilize all over the field. Number 13. Cleveland Browns, Chris Olave. How can the Browns expect Baker Mayfield to make it in a make or break year with this receiving group? Help is needed, desperately. Ohio State wideout Chris Olave would give the Browns an elite deep threat and red zone target. He can easily become what the Browns wanted Odell Beckham Jr. to be for them. Number 14. Baltimore Ravens, DeMarvin Leal. The Ravens took Odafe away with the number 31 pick last year, and Patrick Queen with their 2020 first-rounder the year before. But why stop there? The front seven could still use some upgrades, especially off the edge, and DeMarvin Leal just so happens to be perfectly suited for John Harbaugh's defense. Number 15. Philadelphia Eagles, from Miami Dolphins, Kaiir Elam. The Eagles have limitless options with their trio of first-rounders. Darius Slay returned to his Pro Bowl form in 2021, but we would like to see the Eagles add at least one more quality lockdown corner here. Florida's Kaiir Elam possesses strong ball-hawking skills, and his 6'2", 196-pound frame would make him a difficult matchup for the opposition's top receivers. Number 16. Philadelphia Eagles, from Indianapolis Colts, Garrett Wilson. The Devontae Smith pick was a home run, but Jalen Hurts still needs more weapons. Smith and Dallas Goedert can't be the only go-to playmakers in Philly. Wilson is a burner who can work every area of the field, and like Olave, he is virtually unstoppable in the red zone. Pairing Wilson with Smith would make this Philly offense a very dangerous unit in 2022 and beyond. Number 17. Los Angeles Chargers, Nakobe Dean. Dean is one of the best do-it-all linebackers in this class. He's a top-notch pass rusher with very good run-stopping abilities. The Chargers' rush D was gashed time and time again last year, and it wouldn't hurt to get Joey Bosa another pass-rushing stud. They can get it all by selecting the Georgia linebacker here. Number 18. New Orleans Saints, Drake London. Absolutely amazing that the Saints won 9 games last year despite using 4 different starting quarterbacks and not having a single receiver with 700 yards. Regardless of who plays QB next year, the Saints have to upgrade their offensive arsenal. Michael Thomas will be back, but his injury history will still be a concern. That's where Drake London comes into the picture. The massive 6'5", 210-pound USC star would be ready to take over as the new go-to receiver in the Saints offense. Number 19. Philadelphia Eagles, Kenyon Green. Yes, the Eagles had one of the NFL's top offensive lines last year, but Jason Kelce and Lane Johnson aren't getting any younger. Texas A&M offensive tackle Kenyon Green would be ready to start right away, and having a pair of All-Pros helping him along the way obviously can't hurt his progress. Number 20. Pittsburgh Steelers, Desmond Ridder. The Cincinnati product looks tailor-made for the Steelers' offense. He's accurate, careful with the football, and displays tremendous rushing abilities. Ridder surpassed 500 rushing yards in 3 of his 4 college seasons. With Najee Harris and a top-flight defense in the fold, Ridder wouldn't be tasked with having to do too much. Number 21. New England Patriots, Travon Walker. The Patriots had the second best scoring defense last year, but the unit was exposed by Josh Allen and the Bills in the wildcard round. New England's D needs more speed, youth, and athleticism. They can get the entire package with Georgia standout Travon Walker. Having him and Matt Judon running the show together would go a long way towards containing dual-threat QBs like Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes in the AFC. Number 22. Las Vegas Raiders, Trevor Penning. 2021 first-rounder Alex Leatherwood rounded into form after moving over to the guard position, but the Raiders still need an offensive tackle. That's where Northern Iowa product Trevor Penning comes into play. He would add some much-needed power and strength to the Vegas O-line. Number 23. Arizona Cardinals, Trent McDuffie. Byron Murphy and Budda Baker are nice pieces to start with in the secondary, but the Cardinals need a lot more to defend against the other offensive juggernauts in the NFC. Washington corner Trent McDuffie isn't big, but he makes up for it with his tremendous wheels and football IQ. Chalk up yet another weapon for the star-studded Arizona defense. Number 24. Dallas Cowboys, Tyler Linderbaum. With Zach Martin and Tyron Smith both on the wrong side of 30, the Cowboys need to prioritize the long-term future. Iowa center Tyler Linderbaum would help them do just that, and he could also step in and start right away. He's the type of player any coach would love to build the O-line around. Slot in Linderbaum between the two future Hall of Famers and watch it pay off immediately, Jerry. Number 25. Buffalo Bills, Jordan Davis. Davis isn't much of a pass rusher, but he closes gaps in the run game and disrupts the interior of the offensive line on passing plays. He would open up all kinds of space for the likes of Ed Oliver, Boogie Basham, and Greg Rousseau to get after the quarterback. Number 26. Tennessee Titans, Zion Johnson. The failed Isaiah Wilson selection of 2020 has, predictably, led to problems on the O-line. The Titans still haven't found a suitable replacement for Jack Conklin, and the unit remains lackluster because of it. Boston College guard Zion Johnson would immediately make an impact for Mike Vrabel's group. Number 27. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Jermaine Johnson II. Tampa could use this pick on a receiver if they can't retain Chris Godwin. But the defensive line should be a priority if Ndamukong Suh, Jason Pierre-Paul, and William Golston all depart. And all three of them likely will. The front seven is Tampa's biggest strength with Tom Brady gone. May as well keep adding to it, especially considering how great the Bucs have been at developing pass rushers. Number 28. Green Bay Packers, Treylon Burks. Whether Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams stay or leave, the Green Bay Packers sure could use another dynamic wideout. Enter Treylon Burks. His combination of size and speed is intriguing to say the very least. The Packers could use him in a number of different ways. He can stretch the field, turn screen passes into long touchdowns, and he even lined up in the backfield as a running back during his days in Arkansas. Think Deebo Samuel. You think the Packers could use someone like that? Number 29. Miami Dolphins from San Francisco 49ers, Jahan Dotson. The Dolphins certainly aren't regretting the Jalen Waddle selection. Still, you can never have too many elite pass catchers. Dotson's lightning-quick speed and deep threat abilities would give Tua Tagovailoa not one, but two explosive wideouts. Number 30. Kansas City Chiefs, Andrew Booth Jr. KC has plenty of holes to fill, but the secondary is at the top of that list, especially if they don't bring back Tyrann Mathieu. L'Jarius Sneed has shown promise, but Clemson product Andrew Booth Jr. would be the true lockdown corner that the Chiefs haven't had since trading Marcus Peters. Number 31. Cincinnati Bengals, Bernard Raimann. Doesn't matter how successful 2021 was, the Bengals will have a tough time remaining contenders if Joe Burrow takes a ridiculous amount of hits every year. They were geniuses for choosing Jamar Chase over Penei Sewell, but this time, since he has to take the best offensive lineman available, which in this case is the big Austrian out of Central Michigan. Number 32. Detroit Lions from Los Angeles Rams, Jameson Williams. There are some young pieces to like on this offense. Now it's time to add a crown jewel to supplement the group. The Alabama standout would instantly take this Detroit offense to new heights. Williams averaged a ridiculous 19.9 yards per catch last year. His ability to stretch the field and get open in the end zone would do wonders for this Detroit offense, no matter who their quarterback of the future may be. But which 2022 NFL Draft prospect do you want your team to land in round 1? Join us in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.